This is Big Radio Show. Wow! Big Radio Show!
Xiamen, 3% Jewish population.
Welcome to episode 2 of the Big Radio Show. You are right where you need to be. Settle in. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Hey everybody, I know you've skipped your Chinese class the last 3 months, and that's okay. I haven't. Nobody I know has, but it's okay. It's the Big Radio Show.
Well, come on down to Mingpa Plaza. We've got all of your Shao Cow, Ferris wheel, and shoddy amusement park ride needs. Come ride a bumper car that goes way too fast and hits you at velocities that could give you whiplash. Mingpa Plaza, open all the time.
Don't forget to stand up on the BRT. You'll never have a seat.
Okay, what's up, Xiamen? It's Dewey Parker. I'm going to be in your town November 7th at FanZone. Come on down. I promise we'll be doing stuff you've never seen before. It's going to be a great night.
Hey, for all the cute ladies out there waiting for warm tips, gross.
Remember, it's illegal to brandish a knife in public. Stay safe. Don't drink and drive. It's the Big Radio Show.
Hey, all you typhoons and typhettes, it's Xiamen weather time.
Tyler and Eric coming to you live with the local weather report. You know the bad thing about windy weather?
That girl had it coming.
Hell, that's not quite what I was thinking. I was thinking it can really mess up your hair. Yeah, I love spring. Spring's one of my favorite seasons. It rains a lot.
Speaking of rainy, she was my first date here.
Well, I don't know who that is, but it's looking like sunny weather out there coming up the next week or so.
Sunny had a toothy smile.
Well, I don't know about that, but yeah. So yeah, your forecast is looking pretty good. It's gonna basically feel like June this month.
June! Didn't know how to say goodbye.
Well, I don't know what that means. Good thing it's not June, it's October. But October's also kind of feeling like April.
April? Girl needed a haircut.
Well, I've never seen a month that needed a haircut, but yeah, so the weather's looking pretty good. And enjoy the fair weather out there. It's feeling pretty nice here in Xiamen recently. You're going to want to get out there and enjoy the outdoors. Go on a hike.
Ladies, I'm single.
Well, thanks, Eric. I appreciate the help with the weather. Check back in next week for the local weather report here in Xiamen. We'll see what the weather's up to next week. And thank you for listening. This has been the Weather Report.
Send in your details today.
Yeah, don't do that.
Hey there, you Xiamenese. Looks like we have a nasty buildup on the Xiamen Bridge coming in from Xingling. We just want to make sure you guys stay safe out there today. Make sure you're leaving your house about 15 minutes early, and keep beautiful.
You're listening to the Big Radio Show. Whoa, watch your balls! Hey, it's Big Radio Show. Coming up next, sports!
This week's sponsor is the Orient, where the customer is never right, especially if you're black.
Welcome to Blue Frog, China's Applebee's.
Hey, did you catch the big game last night, bud? It's sports radio. Hey everybody, this is Big Radio Show's sports section. Coming at you from the Panic Room on Friday night. Everybody light up your icy Korean cigarettes and let's get started. Let's go to Adam Loomis for our first question. Adam, where do you stand on the question of greatest swimmer of all time?
I think that would have to go with the little wind-up battery toy scuba diver I had as a child.
Wind-up scuba diver.
That thing went for hours.
Scuba Steve.
Pretty much, yeah. That thing just didn't quit.
The Sandman. Eric, do you think the Cowboy season is over with Dak Prescott out? You have 10 seconds to answer.
It's never over because you got the red rifle Andy motherfucking Dalton
Walton.
Wow, serious answer. Julian, somebody give Julian a microphone. Julian, do you think the Lakers will repeat next season?
You know, I think the Lakers just go out there and play their hardest every time. And when you have that sort of dedication and drive and spirit, you're just going to go anywhere sometimes. Like, I think really what it comes down to is fate and drive. And I think Lakers have both fate and drive. But also, they got a lot of people on their team dying in helicopter crashes.
Whoa!
And
Praise
so,
the Lord. Adam, Loomis, can soccer ever fit into a heterosexual lifestyle?
No.
Nice. Eric, now that Mike Tyson is fighting again, I have to ask, why does the caged bird sing? Radio.
I don't know, Ben.
Are you trying to do Mike Tyson's voice?
I don't know, Ben. You tell me.
Oh.
Everyone's got a game plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Yeah, we did it. Julian, Big is going to hold a 2-on-2 basketball tournament. Who do you think wins it all?
Well, it's the team that has the most athletic people on it. So I'm going to say you just got to really find two white.
Be careful with your next few sentences.
Comes down to how the brackets go. Did you go up against the good African team or the bad African team?
All right.
And then it's all from there.
That's one for the editors. That's been sports with Big Radio Show. It's sports.
There is today in capsule form, just about this big. So as you leave the house, you know where you are and what's going to happen to it.
I'm June Lockhart, and I've served a lot of fried chicken to my family. But fried chicken can be a little greasy. That's why I'm so happy with shake and bake. You shake and bake. Shake and bake. It's better than frying.
Hey, you guys, hello. My name is Ian. I work at Phoebe Restaurant and Bar. I would love for you to come down and try our free acai drafts. We have quesadillas, pizza, and I'm there all night. Come meet me. Phoebe Bar and Restaurant.
Hey, if you're from the ages of 19 to 59 and you own a venue in Xiamen, this is the radio show for you. It's the Big Radio Show. Coming up next is an exclusive interview. Saturday, November 7th, FanZone, 7:30 p.m. Dewey Parker descends on Xiamen with his absolutely nutso, bonkers, crazy live show, one night only. Get your tickets in the Big Comedy WeChat group. Here's Dewey Parker's interview. Dewey Parker, where are you from?
I'm from a city called Winnipeg in Canada. It's right in the middle of Canada.
It's pretty cold, I imagine.
It's ridiculous. It's known for being cold and really windy too. There's been days where it's been colder in Winnipeg than it is on the moon.
What is your favorite hobby?
Well, comedy, definitely. I just started doing improv in Shanghai, and that's been a lot of fun too. I'm taking a class with one of the other comedians. I think improv is a bit crazy, especially compared to stand-up, but I really like doing it. I also train MMA.
Really?
Okay. I do the training. I'm not a fighter. Like, I don't go out and
street fights.
Right. Street fights or in a ring or otherwise. But I just like doing the training and learning about it.
You're essentially a weapon.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm a secret weapon.
Okay.
I get you. I throw people off with the jokes, and then I choke you.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, who is your best friend?
Man, this is a weird question. Who is your best friend?
If you feel nervous, just throw out some guy that everybody knows isn't your best friend. Or if you feel ballsy, just lay it all on the line.
Yeah, probably my best friend is back in Winnipeg.
Nice.
I don't think you know him.
I don't. I certainly don't. What do you miss the most from home?
I miss Hershey's semi-sweet chocolate chips. And followed after that, family and friends.
That's a very nice answer. What is your favorite Chinese dish? And then the follow-up question is, what is your least favorite Canadian dish?
My favorite Chinese dish is called guava roe.
Love it.
It's are you familiar with it?
Oh yeah, that's a Dongbei staple, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, I'm a Dongbei Ren, man. That's where I got my start. My first teaching job was up in Jilin.
What is your wildest memory doing comedy?
I've had some good times in Nanjing. Went out there just last month. We had a crazy show, the craziest show I've ever seen, let alone hosted. And that was a pretty wild time. Just the audience was absolutely insane in the best way possible. And we had a great time out there.
Man, you're the nicest guy. Let me tell you. Finally, what is something nobody knows about you? Go ahead.
See, this is a weird question, because if there is something, am I really going to tell you about it, Ben?
That's what I completely expect you to tell me what it is. Yeah.
Come on, man.
We met once 2 years ago for like 5 minutes, I think. We're best friends. I could have been your best friend choice.
That's right. Something from my childhood then. No, I'll tell you this, Ben. This is my first interview related to comedy ever. How about that?
This means a lot to me.
Thank you for the opportunity, man.
Thanks for coming down on November 7th, Saturday at 7:30 at FanZone.
Oh, does that mean I got the job?
You got the job, buddy.
Hey, all right.
Man, that was incredible. That was perfect. Thank you so much.
You're too kind.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Coming up next is news from around China.
In Fujian news, Ningde state government just built a new bridge to somewhere. JQ. Does he or does he not love China? Local cafe announces the password has been changed to Bagaba. Woman in front of you at the produce aisle just cut in front of you at the produce aisle. And again and again. Your local waitress wants to know, would you like chopsticks or a fork? Local baby is crying for no reason, and parents aren't stopping it. Area taxi driver is very curious. Will you be eating all of that? Local mom, she's probably down to have a good time at KTV. Your girlfriend wants to know today, are you still single? Area man went to Luckin Coffee today and ordered a glass of water. And they said, sir, you'll have to order that on the app. This just in. Your DD driver called and asked, where are you? Area women are curious. Why can we only see 3 days on your WeChat moments? Have you ever found yourself sitting at a restaurant wondering, how old is that waitress? Upon which she answered, you guess.
Hey, you know who it is? It's DJ Snake. Hey, you welcome to another installation of Big Big Comedy Radio Show. Only on Big Big Comedy Radio Show. I'm out.
All right there, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up next, we have another Big Big Radio play. Don't change that dial. Stay directly in front of your radio. It's time for Medicine Man.
All right, come on out, or the girl gets it.
Oh no, Medicine Man! The cattle rustlers have Little Sue!
Don't worry, hun. I have a little trick up my sleeve.
My God, the hawk has ripped out my eyes. Let's get out of here.
Oh, Medicine Man! How did you do that?
Just a little trick I learned from the Potawatomi.
What would I be without you? How's it going, y'all? It's Ja Rule. This is Big Big Radio Show.
Hey guys, it's Julian with a cool life hack. You can walk into any Starbucks and take an iPad off the table for free. Life hacks in Xiamen.
All right, everybody. Well, episode 1 was released last week. We had a huge rollout, and we've had lots of reviews come in of episode 1. So we'd like to sincerely thank you guys for giving your feedback on episode 1. And just to show you how much we appreciate it, we'd like to respond to some of that feedback. We've got Daniel Baker in Shenzhen. He said, I listened to it during my bike ride. Good production quality. I will have to recommend it on my own podcast.
On your bike ride. That's cool. Yeah, like we'd love to hear about your podcast. Maybe I can check it out.
From Cade Moore in Oklahoma, he says, P good stuff, y'all.
P good, huh? Oklahoma. Well, I guess where you're from, that's as good as it's gonna get. Appreciate it, pal. How's that for P?
Sean says, loving the weather report.
Loving the weather report. Thanks for that, Sean. Yeah, that was only about 5 minutes of the hour-long podcast. I can see you obviously have a really high opinion of our content. I appreciate the feedback, buddy. Good seeing you around, and I just keep those good reviews coming. Thanks, Sean.
All right, next review we have is, I like the segments, ad tips, letters, reports, and the live radio feel. There were a good grip of great jokes in there. That comes from Brian in Austin, Texas.
Well, Brian, clearly English isn't your first language, but glad you left a review. Thanks for that, bud.
Next review we have comes from Bill from Los Angeles. Bill says, nice.
Nice. You know what else is nice? A sunny day. A free walk in the park. Nice is what I say to my 5-year-old students when they don't piss all over the bathroom. Nice is what I say to my grandma when I go home and she's like, how's China? I'm like, it's nice, Grandma, it's fine. Bill, how old are you? What are we doing? Nice. Jesus Christ.
All right, the next review we have comes from Orchid in Xiamen. She says, the sound affect is cool.
Cool, Orchid? Huh? That's all. Was this all you got, Orchid? Is this cool? Like, it's not like a cold Coke in the back of the freezer. It's not a warm Coke. It's just a cool one. Just like it's halfway. It's middle. It's just like lukewarm cool. Are you cool? Am I cool? Who's being cool? I'm being really cool about this. Orchid!
I just want to pop in here real quick and remind the listeners, we appreciate your feedback. We thank you very sincerely for your feedback, and we're looking forward to more. Next up, we've got Adam from Fujo. He says, I'm listening to the podcast at work. Awesome job, guys.
Oh, awesome job, guys. Yeah, something you probably wouldn't know about, Adam, since you're listening to podcasts when you're supposed to be doing your a computer science job, whatever the you do. Adam, when I see you, bro, I'm serious, bro. Watch out.
Adam, I'm really sorry about that. We do appreciate your feedback, and we do welcome more feedback from all of our listeners. All right, we've got one more review. This one comes from Paul in Xiamen. He says, the editing was great.
Paul, let me tell you a little story about when my dad got out of prison. He was standing on the corner, waiting in the rain. For me, 12 years old, didn't know how to drive the El Camino. I showed up. He got in the car, immediately started shooting up. I said, Dad, what are you doing? He said, shut up, take me to Whataburger. We get to Whataburger. I order him 3 hamburgers. We sit in the rain, listening to oldies on the radio station. And then a song came on, Paul, and it was Bob Seger. And he starts singing, just take them old records off the shelf. And my dad looks over at me, syringe hanging out of his arm, 3 burgers deep, and he says, you know who edited this song, son?
All right, well, I'm going to jump in here. We'd just like to thank you guys again for sending your feedback for episode 1. We really do appreciate it. And I just do encourage you to send that feedback. We'll be glad to respond next week. Thanks a lot. And now it's time for a public service announcement.
Hey man, watch how hot I can turn up this hot pot.
Hey man, I don't think that's a good idea.
Watch. Oh my god, my fucking eyes! I can't see anymore. My kids, I'll never see their face.
Hi, Jacob again. Make sure that you always keep your hot pot boiling at a reasonable temperature. Overboiling is the #1 cause of scalding in hot pots around southeastern China. Remember to cool off. Listen to Big Big Comedy Radio Show. Hey, the election is coming up. Did you guys watch the presidential debate last night?
I gotta be honest, I didn't watch it, but I can't help but wonder, what was the debate like 100 years ago? ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 1920 presidential election debate. That's right, we called it the presidential election debate in 1920. Tonight we've got Warren G. Harding from Ohio.
Hey, that's me, Warren G. Harding.
And we've got James M. Cox from Alaska.
You're welcome. It's James Cox here. James Cox here.
Okay, now what I'm going to do tonight for you gentlemen is I'm going to be the moderator. So I'm going to ask you some questions and I'll let you guys go at it. Let's get to it. Are you ready?
Can you believe this guy?
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's start.
Mr. Harding, the economy is looking like it's going to be bad. How would you fix the economy?
Well, I'll tell you, Socialist Jimmy over here wants to give all the railroad workers union jobs. I'll tell you, that's one thing we don't want. We don't want union jobs. We don't want women voting. We don't want Indians in the cities. That's what Jimmy wants. Good old Socialist Jimmy over there. He'll be doing all the things you don't want. He has no opinions on the Battle of Blair Mountain or the inauguration of Warren G. Harding.
Thank you, sir. James M. Cox, you have 5 minutes to respond.
To all my constituents out there in the coal mines of Toledo, Ohio, I tell you, I will support the union jobs, and Stanton Oil will be on the ticket. You go and vote for me. This guy calls me Jimbo Jones. I'm going to own that, and I'm for the hard-working Jimbo Americas.
I bet you suck Woodrow Wilson's dick.
Whoa, sir. Hey, hot mics. No, gentlemen, please.
You registered Democrat.
Both of your campaigns agreed. Both of your campaigns agreed to these rules. All right, I'm just the moderator.
Woodrow Wilson had it coming.
Sir, please.
Yeah.
Take your pills. Mr. Harding, the issue of race is a big deal in the United States in 1920. What would you do to settle tensions?
I would say we do what we've always done. We keep them separated. People stay where they belong and nothing else. Yeah. And if anyone tells you otherwise, they're against Christian values, they're against liberty, they're against America, and they're pro-Spanish Empire.
I'll tell you what, we
Mr.
need
Cox.
more immigrant jobs in this country, and I'll tell you what, we need more racial integration throughout the country. I'm in the party of Lincoln, and we are going to unite this country because we are the United States of America. I tell you what, you coal mining people in Ohio, northern Ohio, and southern Pennsylvania, you guys get out there and you cast your votes. You get your daughters and all of them. Women can't vote or something.
This sounds like it's coming from a man who's never been to church in his life. I go there every day.
Lord have mercy on you, Mr. Warren G. Harding.
Sirs, please.
I heard about your illicit affairs with Florence. Your wife has
I have another question.
A degenerate disease.
I have another question.
Oh, yes.
Mr. Harding? You are not Mr. Harding.
I'm not. I'm Mr. Cox.
Mr. Harding?
Vote for me.
Facebook has been on trial lately for selling people's information. Information in the 1920s is the most valuable asset the citizens of this nation have, and they are not allowed to regulate it themselves. What would you do to change that?
And I tell you, you're wrong there, sir, because I'm a businessman. I know things. Data's not the most important thing. Dynamos are the most important thing. Dynamos and Zeppelins, they are the future. You invest in hydrogen, you invest in helium, you invest in dynamos. Well, that is the future.
Mr. Cox, your response?
Well, I'll tell you what, this country worked hard and worked mean and set up the greatest communication device the world has ever seen, the Pony Express. And we have shared data across this nation for years. And that is not stopping under my administration. We are going to get more ponies on every station, and we are going to share data all across this nation. He is having...
Okay, that is your time, sir. That is your time. That is your time. Both of your campaigns agreed to these rules.
I mean, may I respond?
You'll have your time later to respond, sir.
Okay. All right.
All right, Mr. Harding, I'd like to move on. The question of immigration has been a hot topic in the 1920s United States, and I would like to ask you about Andrew Garfield's plan to build a giant wall to keep them all out. It hasn't been built yet, but your party refuses to relent on this point and swears to God, quote unquote, that it will get built. What is your response to this?
Answer the question, Warren.
And this, I tell you, I say we don't build a wall, we build a dome. A giant dome. Maybe we'll call it a dome. It's like on the top of a teapot. We use that to surround the country. We use it to keep out all of the dirty immigrants like Portuguese and Irish. And we have a nice clean country from now on. with no immigrants and a teapot dome that taxpayers pay for.
Mr. Cox, would you like to respond?
He's going to raise your taxes, America, and he's going to make you pay for the Warren Dome. That's what we're going to call it. You don't want that. You don't need that. You didn't ask for that. You asked for the James Jimbo Cox coal mine that's going to revolutionize the energy of this country and compete with the greatest empire the world's ever seen in Portugal.
Sir, that's your time.
All this coming from a guy who looks like he sleeps with Italian women. That's why we call him Pasta Jimmy. Everyone in Washington calls him Pasta Jimmy.
Hey, the issue of unions, labor unions, has become a hot topic in 1920s America. What would you fellas do if unions became the new standard in factories across this country?
I'll tell you, we'll treat unions the same way we treat loose women and cats. We will chase them out of our country with sticks. Nothing more needs to be said.
Mr. Cox?
Well, I rarely agree with the gentleman across the stage from me, but on that issue, I'm voting with him. I'm just wanting you guys to know I can go across the aisle and agree with somebody who I usually disagree with on topics such as women and cats.
All right. Actually, we have a late question. Joe Blow 69 tweets at the 1920 presidential debate, Mr. Harding, if you're elected president, what are you going to do about the integration of baseball? Careful.
Pass.
Mr. Cox, we have a question for you as well. We just got a TikTok from Carrot Top 666. He asks, Mr. Cox, your son has been caught up in a scandal in the Orient for the past 5 years. He has in fact gathered up to $800,000, which would make him a very wealthy man. What is your response to these allegations?
I love my son, America. And yes, my son has done business deals in the Orient, and he has passed legislation over there that has furthered the expansion of the British Empire, which is one of our international friends. We need to be friends with those people because there's a port city in Hong Kong.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Cox. I think we've heard enough. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning into the 1920s presidential debate. Get the vote out. Vote or die. Well, gang, it's Halloween again. I know we like to have a good time dressing up like a bunch of slutty dinosaurs, but you better be careful out there because I've got a story for you, and I don't want it to happen to anyone else. One Halloween, a couple years back, here on Xiamen Island, I was in Shapaway. I had a pretty good night, me and my friends. They all went home early. I didn't have to work the next day, so I had 6 more beers. When I left, I was looking for a pack of cigarettes to buy. Couldn't find a store open. It was pretty creepy. I go walking down by the water, looking for a taxi. When I got in a taxi, I looked over, and there was an old man sitting in the driver's side back seat. And I said, "Hey, old man, what the fuck are you doing in here?" And he looked at me dead in my eyes and he was like, "Hey, this is my taxi." And I was like, "No, it's not, old man. This is my taxi now." And I punched him. But he took it like a champ. And he looks up at me and he's like, "I bet you didn't think I was a vampire." And he was a fucking vampire. So I'm fighting this vampire in the back of a taxi. The driver could not give less of an F. I'm swinging and he's biting and I'm bleeding everywhere. And then by the time we got to my place, I had punched the old man so many times that he stopped trying to fight me. And I got out of the cab and it drove away into the night with the old man laughing at me. "Oh, happy Halloween!" When I got up to my apartment door, I realized I left my keys in the cab. Holy shit.
Thanks for listening to the Big Big Radio Show. If you'd like to hear more, subscribe. We're on Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, and more. If you'd like to sponsor the show, send us an email, bigbigcomedy@gmail.com. This has been a production of Big Big Comedy. Thanks for listening.
Hey, look at this funny impression. I'm Stephen Hawking. Who are you? Stephen Hawking. Isn't he dead? Is he dead?